Welcome to the Baseball Hat Podcast.
That you and I for sure. It's never not going to happen. Right?
Well, I'll wear the baseball. I need a haircut.
I need a haircut.
I'm not afraid.
Let's do it. Take it off. Compare.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, you're always right.
If I was Craig Coleman, I would never wear a hat.
Oh, look at that.
I'd be like, check out my hairline, everybody.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
special.
Yeah. That's what I got going for me.
Dude, that thing's going to be delicious when you're 80. I mean, that's going nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what you got.
I'm
going.
entertaining. Well, I'm just to the point where I made it to 50 with something on my head.
Yeah.
Because when I was 19, I had a receding hairline, and I'm like,
Damn.
this is gonna go quick. So to drag it out half a century is
right? Good
a
job.
gift, and I'm ready. I'm finally using like a Hims hair product, which isn't going to work, but you got to do it just to say you tried. And then on top of that, I'm ready for, there's 2 more stages in my hair career.
Okay.
One is the grown out crew cut look, kind of
Okay.
like what Craig has there,
Right.
but more of the shitty BG. You know who I'm talking about? The BG where you're like, why don't you just
totally,
cut it,
dude.
bro? And he's like, it's the late
The let it-
70s. I
it's
can't
the
cut
let it go,
it.
BG.
Yeah.
That's too good.
And then after that, I don't think I'm a shaved head guy. I think I'm a grown out, just barely stubbled, grown out bald guy. Like, you ever watch White Lotus?
Yes.
Stifler's mom's husband?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my look.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Like-
It's called
like-
low maintenance.
Yeah, but I'm not like the shave bald Kojak guy. And I'm definitely not the bald, shave bald with the beard, flip hair. Like that's
Yeah.
like you try to fool nature with that look.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
have any
like-
on my head, but look
but-
at my face.
Right, it's like you've got a upside down head.
Right.
And while I understand why people do that, you want to have some hair, but you don't want to
fair.
you don't want the patchy. The only person that can pull off the long hair bald is Larry David. That shit looks good for some reason.
He's been pulling it off for damn near 4 decades.
But he
so.
went short for a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. He did.
And Costanza was a tribute to that.
Yeah.
That's like what you don't want is like the bushy George Costanza look. It's perfect for Costanza.
It works. Yeah.
It's perfect for Larry David.
You're not wrong.
It's not going to work for me.
But if you don't go like fully bald on top, are you going to go like age 77, old dude? You're like, I'm going to grow this long gray hair just once to kind of be that guy too?
No
so you
long-
still think you're cool?
I grew my hair long in the
asking?
pandemic just to see, and it doesn't look cool. It
No.
looks like Bozo the Clown.
That's too
If
funny.
you like, there's this idea that if you have longer hair when you have a receding hairline, that it will cover more, but it actually just makes you look more bald. Like I look like
highlights.
I look like Fredo when I got the long hair from Dog Day.
You know what?
Man.
Go ahead.
Not a good
For
look.
those of you who don't know, Google it. You'll understand his pain. It's not happening.
Yeah,
Jeez.
so it's like that was something you try in the
Yeah.
pandemic. I also wanted to try the buzz cut.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and her mother like completely flipped out when I said I was gonna go buzz cut.
I think you look like a criminal. No offense, dude. If you
No,
get your
I
hair
don't.
cut too
I
tight,
think when
doesn't-
you first, yeah, but you get used to it.
I can't imagine.
And what's wrong in
Right.
today's age? What's wrong with looking like a criminal? There's people running for president that are fucking
Yeah.
convicted of fraud.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, that's true. That's
it's
true.
one of those things where, like, first of all, when you guys first met me, I had a buzz cut.
Yeah.
He's very fond of this.
Yeah, he did.
Because he liked when I looked kind of like a punk rocker or whatever.
Right.
the
When you
hell.
guys were in a band together?
No.
No, that's before the band.
No.
Even.
This was when we all met in the late
98?
90s, early 2000s.
97. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bar Azura days.
I had the
Before
clip.
then.
Even then. Huh?
I had the hair clipped, and
Yeah,
everything
you
was
did.
fine.
Yeah,
I don't remember
that's
you being
actually
that short. Maybe we're not talking about super
no.
short.
That's when I met him. He
you
was
did buzz.
Oh
like,
no, he was
like
buzz,
a military
buzz.
fade.
In
No,
1999,
no fade. More like skater punk rock guy.
so I did that on and off many years.
Yeah, looked good.
And then when I was in 1999, I was in this movie called Hollywood 5. And long story short, I worked at Sunset 5 movie theater on Crescent Heights and Sunset. And everybody there had a film degree.
Of course.
Everyone.
Of course.
And so this one guy was like, I'm making a movie about Sunset 5. It's called Hollywood 5. I had to bleach my hair
Okay.
at, I got it done at like the Beverly Hills Hotel at their salon.
Okay.
It looked pretty
Real
cool.
No expense. Good.
It looked pretty cool. But then after a while, after the movie wrapped, I'm Frosted Tip guy. Sugar Ray. So I got a haircut, but it was like Frosted Tips, and I said,
You were
not
straight.
for me.
Forget that.
You
yeah.
dropped the mid-90s quick.
So
Right.
I had the clippers, and I just, Travis Bickled it one day and rolled with that. That's right around the time I met you. And it shit it looked all right. It looked fine. And I think it's time to go back there, but I am getting my haircut tomorrow, and I'm gonna enter the comb forward phase of my career because I accept any baldness that might be coming with open arms at this point, because I feel like making it to 50 is good enough.
pretty
What am I
great.
supposed to be, hot my whole fucking
You're
life?
ready now,
Right.
dude.
You know
Wrap
what
it
I
up.
mean?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Enjoy
yeah,
the next
yeah.
part of the ride.
That's
Right.
true.
Just don't, like I told you before, just don't look at the mirror and just run with it,
Yeah,
dude.
no.
The mirrors are over.
This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm accepting my fate.
Don't nod at younger people.
There's
don't look
no-
at them.
There's
You want
nothing.
to feel good about yourself. That's what
Sure.
you're saying, right?
No.
Just be dead inside.
There's a dumb thing that happens where you still think you're in. I don't even want to call it the flirt game, but you think you're in like the eye contact game
Oh, like they were.
With-
we
with-
consider with you, yeah.
with a younger woman, but then you realize you're not in the game.
No.
You're not. First of all, you're
No.
married. Second of all, you're 50. That's it. It's just fucking over. And the truth is, there's nothing better than it being over. There's nothing better
Oh,
than
for sure.
Yeah, if
you don't
can
have to
shred your
meet
ego,
anybody.
yes.
Yeah, my eye contact game is more like, I'm not going to murder you as you walk down the street. It's cool.
And that's a nice
You're
gesture.
looking that hard to
good.
let them know? You're trying to say that with
No,
your eyes?
I just do a hello. Like, I'm like your dad's friend. I'm
Okay,
just,
yeah, that's good. That I thought you were frozen and staring and just going, "Hey, look." Yeah, I was gonna say
Hey.
that. Let me just give you some extra
Yeah,
time
no,
for
that's
later
not
when they
what
want to
we're
ask
doing.
for a
That's
sketch.
not what we're doing.
Yeah, okay.
You're getting jiu-jitsu'd real quick. Hiya, balls! Hiya!
I don't know. I mean, none of us are look threatening, but then again, there's been some dudes that look like us that have wrecked it for us in the past, so.
Older people get a bad rap now from younger people. I mean, they always have.
fair.
They always have.
Yeah, it's fair.
But now it's like everyone assumes we were around in like the 1950s or something.
Black
People
and
don't
white.
really have a good concept of time
True.
anymore, or just like older people. When I was 25, and I'm just saying like on an entertainment level, I'm not even talking on like a romantic level. Like if I heard you were 50 and I was 25, I'd be like, what was the Civil War like?
Yeah.
There's
for sure.
there's no cutoff.
Oh, I
There's no-
remember being that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in a band, and one of the guys older in the band, he was like, I was probably 21. He's like 28. I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
Life's almost over for this
Yeah.
guy, huh?
Wrap it up, Captain.
Yeah.
When you're in your 20s and you're
Got to
24
retire.
and someone's 27, you're like, what the fuck happened, man?
Yeah.
Why aren't you a millionaire yet?
Right.
You're 27. You have no idea 3 years is going to go by pretty goddamn
Oh,
fast.
really fast, really fast.
No.
Yeah, try watching a human being grow up, and you're like, oh, you're in college, huh?
That's what gets you guys, right? Because it's a visual representation
visual.
of years gone by.
Yeah, of shit I didn't do, and why my 5-year plan is still empty.
Right.
I have a book my sister bought me years ago,
Mm-hmm.
5-year plan. I opened it up. I'm like, wow, I could resell this.
How far did you get to?
Nothing.
month?
There's
Yeah, you need
nothing
to
written
throw-
in
You need
there.
to throw that out.
And
Mirrors,
that's
no.
exactly what happened.
Yeah, I'm
Mirrors
just
and
now
game
getting to
plans.
my fucking game plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
mirrors and game plans. Throw them out, dude. Recycle that.
I mean, I've watched somebody tell me their 5-year plan
Yeah.
and then literally watched it happen, and they became
Really?
very successful.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it doesn't even matter if you like the band, right? So it's, should I say the band first?
Go ahead.
So it's the singer from My Chemical Romance.
Uh-huh.
My friend just happened to be dating that guy. This is
Okay.
way before the band. The band has not happened yet.
This is in Alaska, right?
No, they're in New York. So
Okay.
she's from Alaska, but she moved to New York. He lives in Jersey. She's like, hey, I'm coming out to visit. I'm going to bring my boyfriend, Gerard. I'm like, cool. And this guy's a cool kid. He sends us a postcard, hand-drawn, makes like this postcard about a group from the 1920s that, because it was going to be Halloween when they were coming, that disappeared on this train ride, their last train ride. Just wow.
Backstory.
Just a whole backstory on this postcard that he made up that didn't happen, right? And I was just like, this kid's brilliant.
Right.
And so is she. She's a brilliant artist, film director, all that. And so he comes out. You know, you live in LA, you meet everybody who are dream makers, like you worked with everybody that went to film school.
Yeah.
And
that's like the first 2 months of LA, by the way.
Right. So he tells me, he goes, yeah, when I get back home, I'm going to make a vampire rock band.
Uh-huh.
We're going to make 4 records. And he laid out all 4 records, which are all 4 records that are currently in the store now. Like, he literally told me, you know, one's about a guy and his girlfriend. They're vampires. I'm like, sure. Sure, big dreamer.
Right.
And then, you know, the other one, this guy. He's on a motorcycle. He, like, comes back from the dead. And he, you know, he leads hell and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, sure. Mm-hmm. It's called The Black Parade, by the way, that album. And then the next time we see them is, like, maybe 6 months later, Korn, my friend in Korn, James, he flew us out, put us up at the Trump Tower to go see them at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow.
So here comes Gerard. He's like, hey, we made a demo. This is my new bass player, Frankie. And I put it in and I go, whoa, dude.
And you were probably just being polite, right? Like,
Not at
I'll
all.
listen to it. No, but to put it on.
Yeah, to put it on, I was just being polite.
Sure, kid.
And I was like, holy shit, dude. I told him, I go, this is fucking great.
And you just thought he was a guy that makes up stories on postcards.
Honestly, who doesn't?
Well, it all makes sense. They wear all the suits and everything.
I mean, they just look so good. Mm-hmm. And I just looked at him and I said, yeah, dude, if people actually get to hear this, your guys are going to be fucking huge. Mm-hmm. And so for a minute, me and Karen were like, they're only friends in LA.
Yeah.
Like, I blew my kid's mind when she started liking the band. She didn't know this.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, look. And I pulled out a picture of him holding her as a baby.
Wow.
I go, that's Gerard holding you as a baby. She just goes, what? You just saw her brain go away, like, huh? And she shows her friends that picture all the time. They're like, I don't even understand it. And she's all, look at the album covers. She goes, there's Craig and Karen Coleman. That's my mom and dad. And they're like, what? So
I was hoping to get famous enough that you'd be showing her the picture with me, you, and the kid.
One day, buddy.
I've seen that photo. They used to have that photo sitting on your...
I'm holding money.
Yes,
right. He's holding a baby.
Oh, it's a classic. It's a frame.
I'm a rapper. He's a dad.
Yeah, it's a great photo.
Yeah, I love that photo.
Yeah, dude. So I literally watched that guy become famous.
I have a comb forward in that.
Yeah,
so
you do.
I'm hoping to get back to that.
He's trying it out.
It looks good. It
always comes back to that. Patreon.com/The Full Charge. Give us some money. We'll keep giving you entertainment. And, you know, I got a $45 haircut coming up. Pre-tip. Something I could do with clippers, but I don't want to, for my wife's sake, I don't want her to think I went straight to the clipper. I'm going to blame it on the barber.
That's fair.
Yeah. And then she'll slowly see the light. And that light will be reflecting off the front of my head. I'm going to be in San Francisco, California, the Punchline, July 23rd.
Luis.
And high point, one of the high points of this week.
Okay.
We played a show in Bakersfield, California.
You did.
Craig Coleman's homecoming.
Yes.
Great show.
That was a
I
great
had so
show.
much fun.
That was a blast.
And Coleman went up.
Oh.
And I said, you can do 15 minutes, go a little long if you want to. Right. And Craig Coleman went long. Take us through it, Coleman.
My God.
You hadn't been on stage in a while, right?
No, I haven't been on stage in probably 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 months.
So you feeling the nerves beforehand?
Yeah, because I don't drink anymore.
Right.
Used to drink.
Calm it down.
A little bit, chill it out, you know, get some beer balls.
Yeah.
To go up there. So now it's just, I think I told you and Mike, like, it's one of those, and I said it on stage. It's like, so I took an edible. You never really realize how high you are until someone says your name and you're standing in front of a microphone. and you're just like,
So that's when it hit.
wow, I am
there it is.
really high.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as soon as I walked in the room with these guys, I got to tell you, I just realized how high I am.
I feel like I'm not that high until there's a responsibility that appears, and then I'm like, well, I can't go to the post office now. I'd have to talk to someone.
Yeah, check in.
You're about to talk to about 50 people.
Yeah.
70 people.
So was
Yeah.
it a Chester's Goodnight type of
It
performance?
was. Yeah, it was
So-
great. I had a bunch because I've been telling these stories about my dad. Like, just like my dad's advice. You got to realize you're talking to a guy who probably smokes about 10 joints a day. So whenever he comes in, you know, mom's like, hey, you need to talk to your son. He's just like, hey, man. It all begins with first he smokes a joint, then he comes in your room. Hey, man. And it's just some wise ass shit with reality, just like hardcore reality in
So
there.
they're actually good talks.
They're great talks.
Okay.
Like the Zen-a-kin, I call it. Because he'll always just say the best shit that you need to hear. And when you look at him, you don't even think, like, he's not that guy.
Right.
He's not sensitive. He's not, deep. Like, he called me when I was like 26, like, hey, I love you. And I called my mom back. I'm like, is dad okay? I thought, oh my God, my dad's just found out he's got cancer or something. Because, yeah.
Turns out
He was
the
just
answer's
he was on weed.
Right.
the answer's in the weed.
Yeah.
The answer's in the weed.
The proof is in the pudding,
It
and the
is.
pudding's in the weed.
It is. Yeah, dude. I remember driving with him once. His dad had died, and we were going to pick my sister up at the airport. It's quiet. We're in the truck, and he's like, I'm not a man of a lot of words. But if there's a ball involved, a sport activity,
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Well, that brings me to my next high point. It's been
Yeah.
a busy week. It's been like almost 2 weeks since we met. Last time I did the Two Bears 5K.
Yeah.
You wanted to talk about this.
Saw that.
I could help you with your throwing arm.
You think so?
No.
Oh, because
I think it's too late.
No. I'm telling you, I didn't think I could throw. It spiraled. Did it look bad?
It looked
Huh?
great.
Your form was off. Your mechanics.
Sure.
You could end up with an arm injury.
Sure.
Maybe UCL
Yeah.
issues.
But
if you have to do that a lot.
no, I don't have to do that a lot. I'm never doing it again.
No, but you actually had some distance. You had
and
some
it
distance.
spiraled.
It did.
It spiraled.
Yeah.
It didn't.
I'll
It
give
went-
you
It wasn't
that.
flimsy. And the point is, like, it's getting to the point where, like, first somebody throws a shitty one out there, and then everyone, all the comics there are on stage throwing footballs into the audience. And, it's going on, and, like, no, they haven't called my name yet. And I'm just like, all right. Like, I don't really want to do it because it's, like, too much pressure at this point.
Sure.
I can't remember the last time I threw a football. And they finally like call all the comics up. So I don't even go up specifically to my name.
All right.
But I got the ball, and I'm just like, I'm going to get my ass. There's people left over from the roast there with mics that are ready to fucking crush you.
Oh, God,
if you look
yeah.
like shit. And I visualized the spiral. If you see, my form's not great, but I do go all the way back.
You did. Yeah.
And I put my legs into it, and I threw it, and it went to the bag.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank Christ, even though it was just a break even.
Nice.
Was it a baby ball?
I think it was a small ball, yeah.
Small ball. Okay.
I
That
don't
helps.
have-
That helps.
And then I realized, I do play catch with my nephew. I'm like, how the fuck do I even know how to do that?
That's great.
Because in my head, I haven't
Your
done
nephew
it since
saved
the
you, dude.
80s.
I like that
Your
they
nephew saved you from a roast.
He did. And he also saved me from hanging outside in the house at Thanksgiving.
right. Nice.
He's one of those guys. You want to use? He's like your dad.
Yeah.
Like the ball. One time, I didn't even know he was into sports. And I was like, hey, there was like a little like dog toy in the house. And he looked bored. I go, hey, you want to go throw this dog toy around? He was like, yes. And he did not want to stop throwing the dog toy.
That's
And the thing wasn't aerodynamic at all. It was
too
like,
good.
it was
That made it
making
more
turns
exciting.
it was all kinds of fun. But I also ran the 5K, which
Oh.
I decided I wasn't going to, I didn't make the decision I was going to run it. The 5K was on a Tuesday. On Friday, I finally signed up because my boy Greg was like, no, dude, you got to do it. I'm doing it. And and my wife wanted to do it for months. And I finally was like, all right, I'm doing it. And I was like, well, I better start training for this.
Yeah.
So I trained on Friday. And while
When was it?
It was on Tuesday.
And for everybody that lives in America, 5K is what, 3 miles?
Yeah.
3.1 miles
Yeah.
or whatever.
That's
for
a
the
lot.
rest
So
of it.
it's not a lot unless you don't do it often.
That's
you're a
what I'm
swimmer.
saying.
And it's a lot.
Okay.
Right.
Used to be a runner.
That's right.
I used to be a runner. I am currently swimming a lot.
So your
Sweet.
body has the stamina.
heart is good.
Yeah.
Nice.
The knees and the legs are like, what the fuck? I thought
What
we
are
swam.
we doing? Yeah, we're swimmers.
We don't run because, like, we were group texting about like each other's weights, and you were like, you're telling me I'm thin, but I'm still an American, and my knees are like, this is 20
American.
pounds too much, and my knees are hurt. My legs, I couldn't walk for days.
Oh,
My
really?
plan was run Friday, swim Saturday, run Sunday, take Monday off,
Okay.
Tuesday run. But my legs were so fucked that I never ran again until Tuesday. And I just did this thing where I'm like, I'm just going to run for the first
do this.
minute and then stop. But then my pride got the best of me. And I stopped twice. I ran in about a half an hour.
Yeah, dude.
32 minutes, I think.
You
I
didn't
ran
come
it.
in last. There you go.
I mean, this is a podcast demographic. No
Okay,
offense.
okay.
But the people
Yeah,
showing up
yeah.
to this 5K, it was
fair.
more like a parade.
That's
Okay.
fair.
It was like a goth parade.
A goth.
It looked
So
more
you knew
like
you were
it looked
gonna be
more like
okay.
it looked more like a line at a barbecue
All right,
place.
fair enough. You definitely knew you could pace.
I knew it'd be fine if I walked, but just seeing so many people walk made me want to run even more.
There you go.
I didn't,
You want to see what you had left in the tank.
Still a champ, dude.
yeah. So
But it's not about what you did in the moment you learned. It's what happens the day after, the 2 days after the moment. That's the new body.
I wasn't.
You coached, right?
Huh?
Have you coached?
Dude, I'm all yeah, come on, look at
Fuck yeah, this
at me.
guy, huh?
You.
I'm trying to not look like a coach.
Right.
You.
I'm trying to, it's not I
He
can't
can't
stop.
even help but look like a coach. Where's my whistle?
Do you coach the Toluca Lakers?
I used to.
Toluca Lakers.
Is that what they were called?
No, but
That'd be awesome if they
I'm sure there is one out there somewhere. If they're not, what a waste. What a
Hey,
waste.
all we need is two more guys, and we're the Toluca
You
Lakers.
need to make that team, dude. Come on.
I also ran into my hometown hero. I used to skateboard with this guy, Toby Morse.
Really?
Who's the singer of this group called H2O. It's a hardcore band. They're not super famous, but
Are they still out
but
there?
he's like online famous.
H2O.
Um,
Are they like metal grindcore?
They're what you would call hardcore, I believe.
I think I know who you're
You know,
talking about.
yeah.
Is he a big buff dude?
No, he's not very buff.
Oh, okay.
Tons of tattoos. He hangs with Michael Rappaport. I've hit him up online
all
before,
right.
and we've like
All right.
gone back and forth a little bit. But I saw him. I was lucky enough to be in the VIP section.
You've earned it.
I have at this point.
Damn
I'm a
straight.
very important person.
Damn
Dude, you had a
straight.
police escort out of state. You've earned
No,
some
that's
VIP
true.
angles
That's
here.
true.
Right? Am I right?
I can't
I
go
mean,
back. I
that's
can't
a
go back to
flex.
VUP.
Yeah, what? I'm just driving Ubers now?
And
I'm letting you talk to me over
yeah,
here?
I walked up to him. I was just like, Toby, and I'm like, dude, I used to skateboard with you, and he was like, what's your name? Like he had no idea who I was, which is hilarious because there was only like 20 skaters in my hometown.
Right.
But I was.
I don't think. Have you ever changed? You look exactly the same. The
Oh,
day
I
that I've
look
met you.
very different than I was when I
when you
was
skated?
12.
Okay.
And he was a high schooler. I was a middle schooler.
Right.
Okay,
There was
fair
no
enough.
cool glasses in the 80s. Like you had to get the Pearl Vision. They were always huge.
Yeah, you're not wrong
They were
there.
so big they had like a fucking hole in them.
Yeah.
They had like extra space.
Yes. Yeah.
And you just like
Right.
when I was 8 years old and I got glasses, I was devastated because in the 80s, if you wanted to portray that a character was a nerd,
Yep.
they
You
put a
put
pair of
glasses
glasses
on
on,
him,
the
slap 'em
guy.
on, slap 'em
and
on,
then
yeah.
if you were an extra nerd, if you were super smart, for some reason there was duct tape on your glasses.
I mean, Clark Kent.
Right.
Perfect
it's
example.
The opposite of
Well,
Superman.
how do we make him look like a weak pussy?
Yeah,
Throw
and-
some glasses on
Right.
him.
Yep.
Make him a
Yeah.
harder worker.
I was so bummed, not bummed, but jealous of, kids. Once it got into the late 90s, early 2000s, glasses became cool.
Yeah, because
and I was
rappers
so
and
pissed.
athletes started wearing them, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, here we
Right.
go.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So I had to like wait until I got contact lenses, which again, not even that common in like the
a
early
lot of work, right?
90s. Oh,
no, that's true.
it's hard work putting a pair of contact lenses in
Oh,
your
I
eyes.
bet, dude. Extra
Yeah.
eyes.
You have to touch your fucking eye.
That sounds so disturbing.
Dead giveaway.
Yes.
And I remember being
Torture yourself.
I remember being at Pearl Vision, the same place that got me this honky ass,
So you're at the mall.
yeah, crooked ass. I think I got one pair of glasses in 1983, and then just went straight till 1991.
You were like, I'm out. No, I gotta keep playing this game.
This woman comes in to show me how to do it, and I can't. First of all, she walks in and she goes, I am so fucking hungover right now. My head is pounded.
Are these the people that should be helping you get clear vision?
For some reason, the eyeglass place was full of partiers. Like, I guess
probably
once you hit
were
that
like
job, you're like, I'm not going to be, they realize they're not going to become an optometrist or something. Right. And they're like, they were big,
They're
but
like,
they would always
whatever.
take a smoke break every.
They wanted to work at the
Yeah.
Swatch store, but they ended up over at Provision.
And the guy smoking would talk to us like, I got these shitty cigarettes. I need to get name brand cigarettes. And it's like, dude, I'm 15. Like, you don't want to be talking to us about, like, this isn't right. And the eye doctor himself would always look hungover. He was like, he looked just like the accountant in Seinfeld that they think is on drugs. With like, he's bald, but with like the long hair. He looked just like that guy. And he had like red eyes and he was like crazy mellow or whatever. Anyway, this hungover woman is just like telling me how to do it. And I'm like, like I can't get it in my eye. She goes, you don't want contact lenses. And I was like, just in my head, I'm like, you have no idea how bad I want to get laid.
You gotta really make it
Before I graduate.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
But I looked fucking a lot cooler.
better. Finally looked
because
better.
there was no cool glasses back then. And that was, that was the loophole. Anyways, I forget what I was talking about.
Do you wear glasses now? Do you have a
I have such bad eyesight. I'm wearing contact lenses right now, and I wear glasses.
So you do?
Yeah. The only
Behind
reason,
closed doors.
like we talked about last week, the only time it comes in handy now is like looking at the phone.
Right.
Because my corrected vision has gotten so good that I need my bad vision to look at the iPhone
makes sense.
and even read. It's a cruel
Yeah.
a cruel existence.
It is.
No, I mean, maybe you could do some Scared Straight for some kids. You can go, hey, listen, if you don't eat more carrots, you can go to like the Provision at the local mall and start talking to kids.
So many fucking carrots when I was a kid. And by the time I was 8, shit vision.
You're like, it ain't berry.
Is that even true? I mean, I know we have Google now. We could look
beta-carotene.
into that to see if that even
It
is
doesn't
a thing.
help you focus your eyeballs. It's good for your rods and cones and what have you.
Yeah. What did
Dr. Full Charge MD.
Rods and cones and what have you.
You know.
Like, what did my grandma say? Like, well, you don't see rabbits wearing glasses. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Wait a minute.
Besides a calendar.
Yeah. Or pants.
You see him wearing hats, carrying around baskets full of eggs.
Driving a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. Those rabbits.
Let's see. We got to go to the phone soon. But I think I have one more. Oh, yeah. I went to the ice house to pick up a check. And this dude was just like, yo, Matt, Full Stride, I just want to tell you, I'm a fan. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I haven't gotten that in a minute. It's nice to be back in L.A.
That's good.
Anybody want to do a high point? My low point, I think I'm going to say for Was I a Dick?
What was your high point?
Anybody got a high point?
My high point was definitely the comedy show.
Yeah,
fuck yeah, that was great.
I mean,
it was
that
glorious.
was my low point.
The girl
I'm
lost
just-
my
'Cause I couldn't
virginity
go.
to was there.
The
That
what?
was great. The girl I lost my virginity to was there.
Oh, so this really genuinely, you brought out whatever was left in Bakersfield from
Oh,
your
they
past?
came.
And,
Yeah,
and
okay.
let me,
came
let,
out.
let me just tell you, not to undersell it. We kind of skipped over it a little bit. Coleman went up there, and he was like, after about a minute, he starts getting laughs, and he's going, like watching a 2-year-old start to walk. You're like, I'm doing it. And like me and Mike Black are like, he's fucking doing it. He's in the zone. This is the Coleman we know. He hasn't lost a fucking any talent. He's got all this material. I know he's taking chances because I know his stories and I know what he's done and what he hasn't done. I'm like, he's doing classics. He's doing new shit. And he got off. He did 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it was fucking glorious.
Yeah,
it was
great.
really great.
Yeah, it was really
Did you
good.
open up the show, or did you?
We had a host.
You did.
Yeah, there was a host.
Yeah. So, but I was like, and when I got off stage, I was like, this is a fun show. I wish all clubs could be like this. They were laughing, dude.
Yeah, it
they
was
were
great.
fucking laughing.
Yeah,
and
it
it
was
was great. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like you guys had a great time.
Yeah,
So
it's a cool
so
club.
so
It's a really
you
cool
I
club.
was at home
tell
Yeah?
us about
What
that.
were you doing?
picking up kids from school and making them dinner and stuff.
Man.
My wife went out of town,
It ended in
My
murder,
wife never,
suicide.
and this is what I told Matt. My wife Natalie never, ever,
she went out of town?
leaves the house barely.
Right.
No, I don't mean that in a bad way. She's not like agoraphobic or whatever people.
Sure.
Right. But she just doesn't like do a lot of stuff like that. It's not family oriented. And then this happened to be the one time that her mom and her sister are like, we're having a Mother's Day, Diane Keaton weekend, and they all took off.
She's wearing
to
pantsuits,
Arizona. they all got pantsuits
and high heels.
and so they took off, and
we're gonna dress like cowgirls and go to Arizona.
Yeah.
La-di-da,
So it was me, 2 Marmadukes, and
boys.
2 boys. Yeah. So
Right.
that was. But I thought about you guys a lot while I couldn't leave my house.
I wish you were there. I wanted you there. We were bummed you weren't there.
I should have texted you. It's the time of our lives. Really wish you were here. This is amazing.
Technically, you're supposed to lie. You know that rule, right?
Yeah. Well,
As married men,
to a
how's it
significant
going
other.
tonight?
Oh, it's so boring.
Well, it's all right. It's not what I really think. Like, meanwhile, that like it's.
Hey, get
off
back
the hook.
here.
Yeah.
I gotta go, dude.
we were on the Tosh tour, like the first week of the Tosh tour, and the tour manager was new to touring.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I just got off the phone with my wife. She seems like kind of pissed at me. I don't know what happened. And then he starts talking about how he posted like pictures on Facebook, and I'm like, of like the great view from his hotel room. And we're like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
rookie mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be on the phone like, yeah, it's cool that I'm getting to do this,
Right.
but I'd much rather be at home. It's work.
Yes.
I'm uncomfortable. This, that, everything negative. It can be true, but just concentrate on the negative.
Both parties know it's a game.
Sure.
Both parties know that if you're away from the home and you're free to just like get up and do whatever you want and also have fun.
You're an anonymous man in a hotel room. It's kind of the dream.
Yeah. So we all know it's a lie. It's all a lie.
I stole that joke from the league, but
That's
it's true. But it's also, you have to show the courtesy of not being like, I'm having the time of my life.
What are you doing back there?
Right.
Oh, the same shit every day.
Times 2 because you're not here, just in case you were wondering.
Just picking up your slack.
Well,
So
Captain
anyway,
good times.
and then
Next time.
So I'm going to give you the high point of your week: not sitting in traffic all the way to Bakersfield.
How's that?
How did that go
I'll take
for
that
you?
because 2 things I can't stand in life: standing in lines to get on a ride.
Yeah.
Won't do it.
We did
or
pass
to go
Magic
or to
Mountain.
go into like a restaurant or like anything. You did what?
We went past Magic
We did
Mountain
go
on the
past
way.
Magic Mountain.
Okay,
Speaking
all
of
right.
standing in
that would have killed
lines.
me, and then in sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
So are you correct? So you saved me. You saved me.
Yeah. My Maps app saved the shit out of me. Did you hit traffic on the way home?
Oh, yeah, and like
Yeah, see,
I averted.
our map was like,
Wait, you guys didn't road trip together?
no, he had to go from work. So we drove
left set.
separately, and I actually paid attention to a suggestion. It was like, go off this
Right.
Magic Bean Parkway, and we skipped it all.
Yeah.
We won. I should have texted
We
you.
won. We won.
I averted 3 more freeway shutdowns
Oh, okay.
on the way home. It just kept like, go here. I'm like, why the fuck would I get
Yeah.
off here? Look at those red lights.
It happens
See you in hell.
all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
In the
dude.
grapevine, they put it down to 1 lane as you're getting
And
back
it's
into
awful.
like
Wasn't
wherever
that because all that happens there is accidents?
No, sometimes they do it just for road work.
Oh, okay. Or just to fuck with you.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Hey, Coleman's on his way back, so
Yeah.
around 11 o'clock, let's just start shutting this down.
Aaron, can we go to Brennan Tasseff in New York
Boom.
City, please?
Our remote.
Get that D1 angel going.
D1. I'm D7 after the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
after the
dude.
5K.
Division 7.
We can work on you.
No, there's no working. It's
I know.
done.
I
It
agree.
happened. It's on video, and it's the most views I've ever gotten on a video.
Well, there you go.
Throwing a football.
12K. I mean, I think I have higher videos, but that one, it was up to 12K in a day.
It's pretty great.
So every once in a while, just get on there and throw a motherfucking football.
I'm
dude.
saying we got the hats. We should do a sports show.
Absolutely. We'll
Which
call it
means-
go deep, and every week you have to find someone to go deep.
Whoa.
And no, yeah, we'll
Don't
no,
Google that.
But, no, it's you talk about what happened in sports, and me and Craig go, "What's a first down?" And then you
Yeah,
explain
right.
everything to
Please
us.
explain the sport. to
Actually,
me.
it's just you and Brennan talking about football.
Okay, I sent him the link. So
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe I should. We might have to. I can do a was I a dick myself.
Story of my life.
I would like to believe that everybody at this roundtable discussion can, given the nature of where we've been, where we've come from, can do a was I a dick.
Well, I had a very specific one at the pool I go to. There's this kid that's like a locker attendant.
Okay.
And the way it works there is there's no lockers. You have to check your bag with them, with the person that works in the locker.
So you change your clothes, and then you check the bag.
And then they give you a
clothes.
tag, and then you have to grab your bag on the. It's sketchy.
I was gonna say, dudes can just rifle through your stuff, but they won't.
They probably won't. Maybe they will, but whatever.
Yeah, risk.
It's swimming.
Yeah,
you
risk
do
reward.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, you do what you have to do. And I first go in there, and he's. Let me see if Brennan's. No, that's my barbershop appointment.
Can't wait to see you, Matt.
4:30, buddy.
Hey, chum.
Is that a Brennan? Oh, cool.
Look at that.
There he is.
See how cool glasses
What's
look
up?
now? What's up, Brennan?
I know, right?
And look at and it's the double.
Yeah. It looks but you look good.
Nice.
You look good.
Move. Good move.
That's
Nice.
like Division I athlete at a press conference.
Played hard today, you guys. You know, we tried everything we could.
We just got to go day to day, one day at a time.
Yeah.
And this week we're just thinking about Cincinnati.
That's right.
We're just on to Cincinnati. We're on to
Do I
Cincinnati.
have it? Do I have that part
Yeah,
right?
that's
good.
great.
We're
That's
starting a
good.
sports podcast, Brennan, and obviously you're hosting, and we're not saying shit. We just started to do a new podcast.
Okay, it can
Yeah.
go with my other 19 podcasts.
So
Whatever it takes.
I hope-
It's a volume business.
I hope you slept enough in 2020 that you have enough energy to do your 18 podcast.
Yeah, and me and Matt will play the parts of the girlfriends who don't know anything about sports.
Yeah.
We could just explain it to you, and then everyone's going to be like, oh, this is great.
I'll be like, well, the guy's really tall, so I get it.
Brennan, Bryan is critiquing my throw at the Rose Bowl. I think pretty good for an amateur. No?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going off technique or anything. You got the ball down the field.
Okay.
So we're confirming that
No, you just
I was a
confirmed
dick.
it.
That I'm a
That was
dick.
nice.
No. We confirmed that you were right about my throw.
I like how quiet it was
Yeah,
at
yeah,
first.
yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? A lot of children that couldn't walk, all of a sudden they're walking. And
Yeah,
it's
we're
not
on to
perfect,
Cincinnati.
But it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, listen, we're
We're
Cincinnati
on the way to
this week.
Cincinnati.
Y'all want to talk about practice? You know what I mean?
Practice.
This is
Not the game that I love. Practice.
so Craig,
You know-
Craig didn't get the reference, but go ahead.
When I played Division I football, I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on this podcast.
Yeah.
They actually sat us down, the NCAA, and they play that video
Right.
like as like a don't do this kind of a thing.
We're talking
Because
about
you have to
Allen Iverson famously. Is that? Hold on. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, the Allen Iverson thing, where
Right.
he famously went off at reporters and to give us media training as college athletes.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, watch this. Don't ever do this."
I say do it. He's still quoted today on a
Yeah,
non-sports
they use it in
podcast.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, exactly. You may or may not have been a dick this past week. We'd love to hear about
Yes.
that.
I've been saving this, and this one, Brian, I'm going to get you on this one. There's no possible way I was a dick in this one. I'm going to get you.
All right. I'm ready.
So this is going to sound like I'm making it up, but I
Okay.
promise you, listeners, this is not made up. So I live in New York, as we've established. I was walking to the subway. I'm a larger man. I have a heavier gait. I'm walking down the escalator.
Yeah.
And it makes some noise. When I walk down, it makes like a dun, dun, dun. There's this older couple standing on the escalator, which you're not supposed to do in New York. Everyone, if you're going to stand, you go to the right. Everyone who
right.
comes to New York learns that very quickly because people will push past you on the escalator.
So they should have tobogganed, right? They should have tobogganed.
Spooned down the escalator.
Yeah, you got to. So I'm coming down, and they're older, and I'm just like, I have nowhere to be. I'm not in a rush to work. I'm going down to the clubs, do my hang. Matt knows all about it. We used to do it together.
Yep.
I'm just going to hang. I'm not in a rush. So I stop right behind them. The older gentleman moves. I didn't ask him to. I had no intention of like continuing to walk. I just kind of stopped. I'm listening to, the Full Charge Power Hour in my headphones. I'm not going anywhere.
As one does.
And he moves, and I go, oh, well, if he moved, then I'll just continue walking. As soon as I cleared them, the woman, I'm not exaggerating, started screaming, screaming, you don't have to move. He didn't say, excuse me. You don't. And this goes on from the walk from the escalator to the turnstiles. She's screaming at the top of her lungs.
Oh my God.
Fuck that pice of shit.
Oh my God.
I almost turned around and was like, yeah, I didn't say excuse me because I didn't need you to move. Like, I didn't want this. I didn't ask for it. Like, he just moved, so I just kept walking. Like, but I didn't. I walked to the train. This is the part that's insane. I went 3 subway cars down.
Oh no.
You could still hear her screaming from the platform.
Oh
that piece
God.
of shit, that piece of shit.
I think we know who the dick is. It's that lady.
There's no, Brian,
It's
come
the
on. There's
lady.
no, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. There's no way.
No, so I mean, there's so much with this. First of all, there are unwritten rules. It's to the left to walk down the escalator, and to the right if you just want to ride down that.
Which side was the man on?
They were standing side by side. He was on the left
He was
standing.
on the left side. Okay.
So he was blocking.
That's why he moved.
Yeah.
Then he moved,
He moved to the right.
and
It's universal.
even if you did something wrong, which you didn't, there's no reason for the yelling and the screaming, and then the continuing of the yelling and
Yeah.
the screaming. You're not a dick. You're straight up. Your ears are a victim on this, and you suppressed your retaliation, which you knew you were right, but you were smart enough to be like, say I changed these people's minds. This is the end of our relationship. That's going to be their life from now on. By the way, that was only 5 minutes of that guy's day.
Oh, exactly.
That guy's stuck with her having to listen to that shit.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole nother 8 hours before he goes to bed.
he's
and then
still
he
hearing
wakes
about
up
it.
in the morning, and that's his whole day again.
Can you remember that guy on the subway, John? He's like, fuck, here we go again. Here we go again.
I know.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I do have a question.
All right. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Here we go.
You're not getting me on this one.
No. I just have a couple questions. So you're talking about etiquette, right? Mm-hmm. So what was the etiquette for you? Were you supposed to say either A, excuse me, because they were in the left, B, thank you after you pass?
Thank you
Is
as
that
you
part of the
pass.
etiquette that you passed on? Just, I'm asking a question. I'm not judging.
I can
not
answer.
judging yet.
I can answer. So the guy moved. Brennan was like, I'm not in a rush.
Correct.
I'm not going
So
to.
I just stood.
However,
But the
an
guy
action took place, correct?
The guy moved on
he
his
did
own
move
accord.
on his own.
Yeah.
So what is the protocol?
The protocol is Brennan then just walks.
Says
like,
nothing.
This is New York City. This not Mayberry.
But then it's New
like
York.
You don't.
Yeah.
That's courteous enough.
So there's
that
no
we
verbal.
all, assuming your position is the courtesy. Him moving to the right is actually a nice courtesy for Brennan. Standing there in the first place is a faux pas.
True.
The guy realizes his faux pas, moves over. Everything's on the up and up at this moment.
True.
Had I been in a hurry, I would have said, excuse me. I would have gone, excuse me, I got to get by. Had I been in a hurry, but I was just standing.
So we're living in a gray area here as far as what your responsibilities were verbally.
The thank you. You're making sense there.
It's not a gray area. He's within
I
he's
agree.
within his responsibilities.
Yeah.
Saying thank you would be above and beyond, but with certain people you don't even know if that's going to rub them the wrong way.
Right.
So
It would have rubbed that lady wrong.
yeah. She was going to be
sure.
upset no matter what. But you go
Absolutely.
ahead. You go ahead, Brian.
No. I appreciate the fact that
Yeah.
you guys
And now
are
from
always
Wisconsin,
you guys
Bryan
are always
or Win?
apologists. That's great. You got your role. But here's the thing: that woman she is straight, MF.
She's
right?
insane.
Yeah.
She's a miserable fuck. So no, you were not a dick.
I got him.
Division 1.
I just wanted to confirm on the verbal, like, is it required to say thank you or not? But I totally get it. If in New York City, it's like you're not required to say anything.
I don't think
he was
so.
in the way. That's the first rule of the game. Then I accept it. You were not a dick. And I do agree with Matt in the fact that you took a brutal tongue lashing from a psycho for a really long time,
Yeah.
and you just D1'd your ass out of that shit. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're double not a dick. I'm going to
Yeah.
go ahead and give you double not
Double
dick.
not a dick.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow, that's
all I
pretty
wanted.
good.
I just wanted to bait you along.
We don't have much time, but I want to tell you about my was I a dick. So I'm at the locker room. I was setting this up before, Brennan. I'm at the swimming locker room at the pool, and the way it is, you check your bag with a bathroom attendant. There's no lockers. They give you a pin. You come back. You get the idea. You give the pin back. You
Yeah.
get the bag back. So I walk in, and I'm sure the pool loves him because he's hosing down the locker room. But like, we're all still in the locker room, and you experienced this in the streets of New York City, Brennan. He's cleaning the floor with the hose, and he's not hitting me, but he's pointing it towards me. So it's just splashing up on
Splashing
me.
fungus.
Yeah.
Ew, like locker room funk.
I don't say anything. I just kind of get away from it. Come back. He has sprayed down the entire locker room. Every single bench has puddles of water on it. I go to the cage where they keep the bags, and he's not there. So I knock. Nothing. I knock again. Nothing. So now I got to go all the way out to the front desk and be like, can you send the bathroom attendant in? And the woman goes, yeah, he went right in. And I go, yeah, right in.
Okay.
So that's already a penalty. I'm already going to give it to myself on that. But we're not done yet. Then I go to use the bathroom before I leave because like Larry David, I have a policy. I have to piss anywhere I go. I have to piss before I leave. So I go in there and he's like, oh, hey, he pops out of the stall. Oh, hey, man, can you not piss in that toilet because I just cleaned it? And I go, all right, that's fine. And then I'm sitting there at the urinal and I can't piss because I have stage fright because he's like 2 feet from me. And I just walk away and he goes, sorry about that, bro. And I just go, it's all good, man. Like I was totally old manned out. Again, like that's borderline. I'll give myself borderline on that. This is where it gets weird, and I don't even know if I can put this in because I don't think the internet is mature enough to deal with this information. I walk in. This is a whole nother time, but it's the same attendant. And I swam, and now I'm changing, and I take my bathing suit off, and I'm cleaning myself, and I'm going to grab my underwear, and he comes beelining towards me, and he goes, hey, you can't be nude in here. And I'm like, what? Okay, but it's a locker room, but I just don't say anything. I just put a towel on and I
Where
go.
are you supposed to go?
That's my question. But I go and I'm like, but I'm accommodating because who wants to have this argument?
Absolutely.
No.
And
Yeah,
and then he goes, because I go, I get it, dude. It's cool. And now I'm changing like I'm at like some kind of, like I'm out on the pool deck.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With the towel on and everything.
God damn.
So I don't even have to ask. I know I was a dick, but he was a moron. I know what it's like. I was a young moron at one time too. And so I could have made all these mistakes the same as the kid.
Right.
The problem is I didn't have the patience for it because it was like just kind of on the spot.
I still got to go back to the toilet.
Yeah.
You clean toilets because people like to use clean toilets.
Yeah.
Hey,
So at some point that toilet will be soiled, correct me?
Yeah.
Okay, so why couldn't you be the first one to soil it?
As a fellow toilet cleaner, I used to work at the Herald Examiner.
Yeah.
Right.
I never told somebody don't piss in that toilet.
I
I
just cleaned it.
That's a little different. No matter how much you clean a Herald Examiner toilet, it's
Doesn't
still
matter.
better.
Yeah.
It's gonna still smell like
Anything
yeah.
that's got high frequency. What are we talking about here? Right? Like
Yeah, they're going to use it. You
Yeah.
have to use it.
The
Yeah.
janitors at Union Station are the same way.
They don't piss in that toilet.
They're like, oh, you're going to open up the Ticket Concourse bathrooms? I'm like, yeah, 300 people are going to be in here for an event. Yes.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah, actually, that's what they're for.
they're like, "Híjole."
So Brennan, was I a dick? I was a dick.
No, come
No,
on, man.
no,
Absolutely
you weren't a
not.
dick.
All right.
That kid was dumbass.
All right.
That kid was dumb.
I think we're living in this weird age where people are, and we talked about it before, but are people getting dumber? We've
Yes.
talked about this on The
Yes.
Power of How, Matt, you and I, but like, I don't know what's happening. People just seem stupid.
People aren't as good at social interactions.
they're off. I was gonna say this kid
Yeah.
he sounds off to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's off.
he's off.
Everybody that works there at this one position is off.
Okay.
And they can't handle this job of sitting in a chair and getting your bag. They're all around. They're all over the premises.
It's the phone culture.
Yeah, but they don't even have the sense to sit in the chair and look at their phone. They have these weird interactions. One of the guys that worked there, he wanted to talk about my Vans, my shoes, and we were talking about Vans. And then I see him again, and I go, "Hey, I was in Atlantic City. I went to a Vans outlet." And he goes, "Okay." Like he didn't. I'm trying to have your conversation, and now you don't want to have it. Not to
Speaking on that real quick,
Yeah.
the turkey guy doesn't remember me.
The turkey guy doesn't remember you.
No.
That's hilarious.
That's good.
I've gone 3 times since we had that interaction. I'm always like, "Yo, what's up, man?" And he just goes, "Yeah." I'm like,
So the first time you were really, really excited to see him, and he
did.
just didn't return their excitement.
he literally did the same thing that we talked about before. He just stared at me.
Yeah.
I was like, "What's up, man?" And he just went, "Yeah." And I was like, "Pound of pepper cracked turkey."
That's pretty great. Oh,
Just stared and then went to work.
I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow. Maybe come by tomorrow.
You're like, all right, keep not being friendly.
All right, Brennan, thanks so much for being on the Full Charge Power Hour. It's so nice to have you on, dude.
Always a blast, you guys. Check out my podcast if anybody out there is listening. Brennan Tasseff is your ex-drinking buddy.
I've been on like 5 times.
Yeah. You've been
did
on,
it.
Craig's been on.
Yeah, I
We
did
never
it
got Bryan or Eric Ellen Wendell on, though.
Oh, buddy.
We'll work on it.
Brian
Bri-
Bookham. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
Brian,
give you some notes on Eric.
Brian can talk about his heroin years.
Great talking to you, Brennan, and good luck with the
You too,
turkey
guys.
next week. All right.
Talk soon.
All right. Aaron, Wendell said he doesn't have an email. Is that making any sense?
I sent it to him live.
Oh,
I thought he
okay, cool.
Didn't have an email address. I was like, Wendell, no.
Right? You ever met those people? You're like, what?
We've gotten some feedback on the YouTube comments, and
Oh,
people are saying that they want Wendell to be upset again. Like they missed the old
Angry Wendell. He's not working right now, so he's not
And-
driving and stuff.
And for me, it's like, yeah, that's easy for you to say. Like, we don't want that.
Right.
And Wendell doesn't want it, by the way. It can't be like out threatening his neighbors with a crowbar just because people are bored.
Yeah.
And this is, this is the internet. Like, this is what sells on the internet. And people act like internet's just another version of television. And people complain about the gatekeepers of Hollywood. But what people want is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
yeah, the purge.
Yeah. Right.
exactly.
They want,
The purge.
for our like $200 in Patreon we're making a month, they want Wendell to go to jail.
Yeah.
In
Well,
a
I
road
mean-
rage incident.
They're not wrong.
Yeah.
That is definitely good ratings.
That was one of the best podcasts is when Wendell threatened his neighbor with a crowbar. I mean,
Oh, that was real.
That was,
Oh, yeah.
That was before
real.
Was It I a Dick segment, but it already was kind of still here. It was like the prototype.
The prototype.
There he is. There's
I
Jim
wear
McMahon.
my sunglasses at night so I can.
It's really hard to see in here right now. I gotta say,
Yeah.
Future's so bright.
I'm regretting this decision. Well, I used to do it all the time in the old episodes, but now it's like it's too dark in here. I got like blackout curtains in my living room.
Old
Yeah,
episodes-
I was gonna say, you got a spotlight over there? What's
Well, that looks really. My backlighting looks great because I have a light behind my
But
computer
the
monitor
front
back there.
lighting.
Front lighting, not so good.
it's a little harsh. You might want to throw some diffusion on that.
Yeah, let me get some 216 out of my bag.
Yeah,
There it is.
That's it. That's it.
In on the next industry talk.
That's
Let's get the lighting department.
What kind of gel you using on that?
Little half CTO.
there it is.
50,
There it is.
Flying it in. Flying it in.
flying it in.
Points.
Exactly.
What was the name of our fake podcast? Something about baggage handlers, or it was called baggage,
Baggage.
and it was all about how
Dude.
you and your baggage buddies would get together and talk about your childhood trauma. That's fucking brilliant. No, it's a TV
It's a
show.
great idea,
It's a
dude.
TV show, baggage.
It's actually not a bad idea.
and there I go, giving it away again,
Dude,
just for free.
it
Have
really.
just take
I've
it.
been talking about this for years with people, including you guys. Like, if you could have like a secret hidden camera or something and just record the crazy shit that happens
I think there
at
already
any
is.
given airport.
I think there
Yeah.
already is hidden cameras.
I think they're just called security cameras.
I think it's called Modern Life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
CIA, right?
but you know,
Oh,
if
and
you
then
could
there's
watch
that.
it, like it's just.
Yeah.
I've seen so much crazy shit over 25 years or whatever it's
Yeah,
been.
no examples, but
a lot of thievery, right? Am I wrong? Is there a lot of thievery?
I mean, I know
feel
of people at a previous airline I worked at that got fired for stealing out of bags and stuff.
Don't want to say any names.
No, he might still be friends with him.
Rhymes with United.
I don't even remember the guy's name, to be honest. It
I
does
wasn't saying
rhyme
his
with
name.
Johnny United.
Johnny United.
Somebody on YouTube, and I don't condone this or encourage this, I'm just posing this to you, said that you were more interesting when you were threatening people with violence, you going off in a rant, road rage. And I think we're a kinder, gentler, full charge power hour to start with. Secondly, you're not working right now, and I think that really pulls back on your rage. Am I wrong, or what's going on? Are you maturing? Are you evolving?
Ooh,
I mean, I don't want to give myself that much credit. It's something to do with what you just said. I'm not working a lot, so like if I'm driving somewhere, I'm not in as big of a hurry.
Yeah.
I don't have to road rage as much.
I
still do road rage.
Although you had road rage by proxy when I was driving you around Burbank. Like somebody pulled out in front of me and you just lost your shit. And I'm like, dude, I have no appointments. Like I was like, I'm fine driving. And because I've accepted, as I've moved back to Los Angeles, I've accepted traffic is going to be a bitch.
Yeah.
And people are horrible
and
drivers.
you leave an hour early.
Yeah.
Work was done for today. We just had an In-N-Out burger. I'm fine. Wendell loses his shit, and I go, "It's fine." He's like, "I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you keep it cool like that." Like he was ready to like get out of the car and run back and just start beating on the windshield or something.
I'm gonna kill you in front of your family.
That's good. You could probably, that would excite the.
So I mean, it is like a Kill Bill level of when he sees his arch nemesis, or like the Manchurian Candidate when he sees his target, which is any bad driver. He's like fucking what's his name in Naked Gun, like must kill Suzuki Samurai.
Oh, Reggie Jackson. Was it Reggie Jackson that became?
Reggie Jackson, that's who it was.
So basically, once you get back to the grind for our YouTube commenter, the good news is you'll probably become unhinged again at some point.
That could be our Patreon. Every time you get upset, just tape yourself talking about it.
That'll be the extra.
Yeah, and then we'll have extra content. If you could please do that, actually, it would be great.
Yeah, I mean, you're one low rent neighbor away from being like outraged again for a whole year, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And as soon as your ankle heals, you're ready to be old Wendell all again.
I mean, maybe we should look at that. Maybe we should try and get some Section 8 neighbors up in the place.
Yeah.
Please don't.
And maybe someone with like 7 kids, so there's lots of birthday parties.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that scares me more.
I know.
As much as I hate the
Feliz
people around me.
cumpleaños a tu. Feliz cumpleaños a tu. What do you got, Wendell? What's the movie?
Well, I go back to work Saturday, most likely, just so you know. So the rage might be coming.
Here it comes, guys.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Rage Fest 2024.
Sunday.
3 strokes later.
My movie review today happens to time perfectly with our film industry talk that we were just having, because I went and saw Fall Guy yesterday at the local AMC theater. I've been looking forward to it ever since I saw trailers months ago, and it did not disappoint. It was amazingly awesome, and you definitely got to go see it.
Okay.
You got Ryan Gosling, you got Emily Blunt. Yeah. I mean, they have amazing chemistry together. I would have assumed that they were dating in real life, but I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. Nope. They might be.
Did you see John Krasinski at the premiere? He like looks at the screen and they're in their love scene, and then he looks at the camera like.
No, I didn't see that. That's great. But it was so awesome. Like I didn't recognize the name of the director, but he's directed Atomic Blonde, Bullet Train. I mean, this guy's he's a former stuntman. His name's David Leitch.
Atomic Blonde got a great review right here on this podcast. I love that movie as well.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
So this guy knows his action, And the stunts in this movie, because it's basically, for those that don't know, The Fall Guy is based on an old TV show called The Fall Guy with Lee Majors and Heather Thomas from back in the early 80s.
One of the best
kids out there.
One of the best intro songs ever. I might fall from a tall building. And like Heather Locklear is always bikini shopping. Like, hey, what do you think, Lee?
Yeah. Television
Classic.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the kids today won't know that show unless they catch it on TV Land or something. But it stands on its own. It was really good. The stunts, because it's based on, it's about stuntmen. And so of course the stunts were just insane and just crazy. Like, I don't know how they pulled some of this shit off. It must have been very hard. But it was really cool. It was a really great movie. And if you go watch it, stay through the credits. There's a little teaser thing, a little extra tidbit there at the end of the credits.
The Lee Majors, or is he dead?
No, he's still around.
Just before the end of the credits, there's a little thing.
Alive.
Well, they show outtakes on the left side, but right after that, there'll be another scene.
All right.
He was the $6 million man, too,
Yeah, he
wasn't
was.
he?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
was. By God.
They can rebuild him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Lee
so
Majors?
Ryan
Oh, yeah.
Gosling, you can't hate that guy. Is that what we're learning?
Yeah,
You-
he's amazing, dude.
He's just everything he
You,
shows in.
you think you're jealous of him, but then when you see him, you're like, I get it.
Get it, dude.
The guy's charming.
He is.
He showed up to the Herald once with some friends, and they walked into my office, and they were like, and this is before like he was
Right.
Ryan Gosling.
Sure.
I only remember because he introduced himself. Nicest guy, and the fact that I even remember him is because he was way too nice. The whole time we were wandering
Right.
around looking at stuff, showed genuine interest in all the shittiest
Well-
stuff he's ever seen in his life.
You know he's Canadian, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Super nice guy. So then we became
Oh, I didn't
famous.
know
I'm
that.
like, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, of
Of course, that nice
Yeah.
guy.
Our friendly
Which is good,
cousin
though.
to the north.
It's great. You can't hate him.
Can't hate him.
No.
He's like a musician, too.
Is he?
He's like a cool musician. I mean,
Damn it.
Probably everything. He can do
if you're
anything.
Right.
if you're gonna play for the other team, you're gonna want Ryan involved. What do you got, Wendell? What are you giving this movie?
Oh, this is 5 ice cream trucks all day long.
Five.
Like,
All day long.
it was great. It was really fun.
and
Just
I've
go
heard
check it
this
out.
is a movie you got to see in the theater, even though it's kind of it might not look that way. I've heard it's good to see in the theater.
I mean, it's good to see every movie in the theater. Every movie's better in the theater.
Hey,
Is it?
look at Eric out
It's
there
not.
promoting
It's not a
for
movie
the
like
industry.
Dune 2 or Top Gun where
Yeah,
you
but
have to see it in the
There's
theater.
stunts though. There's stunts. Are there not stunts in The Fall Guy? Because if they're not stunts, I'm
Crazy
not going.
fucking stunts.
See,
So there
big,
you go.
Big.
There you go.
It's big. All right.
Yeah.
Did you see it at the theater?
Yeah. Yeah. I was
All
there
right
yesterday.
then. You have nothing to compare it to.
I was going to review a different movie today until I went and saw that. Because I saw something else that was really great that I want to talk about, but I'll say
One
that.
movie in the bag.
You'll have to tune in next week, folks.
Hey,
That's right.
nail biter.
For a movie that came out a month ago, because by the
that's
time
right.
these episodes come out,
Right.
they'll already
Hey,
be.
So you're gonna have to wait for this to come to Netflix because it's already gone.
I was going to take a selfie in front of the poster yesterday. They didn't have the poster up.
That's too
Like,
bad.
no one cares at the theater anymore. Usually there's a bunch of posters up for upcoming stuff. They had posters up for, like, that Ghostbusters movie that's not even playing anymore. Like, there's
Yeah.
no one cares at the theater anymore. They've all
That's
given
too
up.
bad.
A little
I think
anger. Just a
you're
little bit of
right.
anger. That's a
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Nobody cares anymore, Eric.
Yeah.
I
You
hear
still
ya.
do Yelp reviews? Those are my
Yeah.
favorite.
2 stars.
I haven't been on Yelp in years.
Can you go back on Yelp, please?
It's
Yeah.
too great.
Um,
Too good.
I think that's going to do it. I think we're out of time. And I think that's going to do it for the Full Charge Power Hour. Rate and review us. Subscribe. Leave comments. Tell us whether you like Wendell to be angry or nice. I know what I like. I like nice Wendell.
I like nice Wendell.
Yeah,
2.0
and,
is pretty great.
Oh, thank you.
And did I mention patreon.com/the full charge?
Can never mention it enough.
Give us $1 or $5 or $650, and you'll get more podcasts. And we're gonna work on that Patreon gift of Wendell ranting and raving to his own iPhone.
Coming soon.
Or Android, I should say.
Yeah, coming soon.
Peace out, fam.
Thanks for listening. Peace out, fam.